Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you thought the world of electric micromobility was just about casual commutes to the office or leisurely rides through the park, you are in for a serious wake-up call. As we move through 2026, the boundaries between personal transport and pure adrenaline-fueled insanity are becoming increasingly blurred. Today, we are witnessing the arrival of a machine that essentially redefines the term scooter.
We are talking about the brand new Hooga Daytona from VoroMotors, a vehicle that doesn't just push the envelope, it tears it to shreds and then hits 80 miles per hour over the remains. This is not your average rental scooter, it is a hyperscooter, a category of high-performance electric vehicles designed for people who find standard highway speeds a bit too relaxing. The Hooga Daytona arrives at a time when the electric scooter market is bifurcating into two very different worlds. On one side, you have the sensible lightweight folders. On the other, you have monsters like the Daytona.
VoroMotors has clearly decided to take a stand in the hyper-performance segment, and they have done so with a level of engineering that is frankly staggering. The headline figure here is, of course, that bone-breaking 80 miles per hour top speed. To put that into perspective, you are traveling at 129 kilometers per hour on wheels that are smaller than the ones found on most wheelbarrows. It is a terrifying and exhilarating prospect that requires a level of focus and protective gear usually reserved for professional motorcycle racers.
At the heart of the Hooga Daytona lies a dual-motor configuration that delivers a level of torque that can only be described as violent. These high-output motors are powered by a massive high-voltage battery system that has been optimized for discharge rates capable of sustaining these hyperspeeds. In 2026, battery density and thermal management have improved significantly, allowing VoroMotors to pack more punch into a chassis that still maintains a semblance of portability. Though at this performance level, portability is a relative term.
You aren't going to be carrying this up 3 flights of stairs comfortably, but you will be out-accelerating most sports cars at a red light. The engineering required to keep a scooter stable at 80 miles per hour is immense. At those speeds, the gyroscopic forces of the small wheels are working overtime, and even a minor pebble can become a major obstacle. To combat this, the Hooga Daytona features a sophisticated, fully adjustable suspension system. This isn't just about comfort, it is about keeping those tires glued to the pavement.
The suspension geometry has been meticulously tuned to provide high-speed stability while still being nimble enough to navigate urban environments. It also comes standard with a high-grade steering damper, which is an absolute necessity to prevent the dreaded high-speed wobbles that have plagued earlier generations of high-speed electric scooters. Braking is another area where VoroMotors hasn't cut any corners. When you are traveling at the speed of highway traffic on a platform that weighs a fraction of a car, your stopping power needs to be world-class.
The Daytona is equipped with oversized hydraulic disc brakes on both the front and rear wheels, featuring massive calipers and high-friction pads designed to dissipate heat quickly. This is critical because repeated high-speed stops can lead to brake fade, something you definitely do not want to experience when approaching a busy intersection. The inclusion of electronic regenerative braking also helps to shed speed while simultaneously feeding a bit of energy back into the battery, though at 80 miles per hour, the mechanical brakes are doing the heavy lifting. Visually, the Hooga Daytona looks the part. It features a rugged, industrial aesthetic with an exposed aluminum frame and carbon fiber accents that hint at its performance capabilities. The deck is wider than average, providing a stable platform for the rider to shift their weight during high-speed maneuvers. The lighting system is also a significant step up from previous models. Since visibility is a primary safety concern for scooter riders, the Daytona features high-intensity LED headlights, integrated turn signals, and a rear brake light that is bright enough to be seen in direct sunlight. This is a vehicle designed to be noticed, both for its speed and its presence. But who is the Hooga Daytona actually for? It is certainly not for the faint of heart or the inexperienced. This is a professional-grade tool for the enthusiast market, the people who have already mastered the 40-mile-per-hour and 50-mile-per-hour machines and are looking for the next level of thrill. In the automotive world, we have hypercars that few people can actually drive to their full potential, and the Daytona is the micromobility equivalent of that. It is a statement of what is possible when you stop asking why and start asking how fast. It represents the pinnacle of current electric motor and battery technology scaled down to its most visceral form. Operating a vehicle like this also raises important questions about safety and regulation. In many regions, the legal framework for micromobility is still catching up to the reality of 80-mile-per-hour scooters. Riding a Daytona requires a full-face helmet, leather suit, and gloves at the very least. It is essentially a standing motorcycle, and it needs to be treated with that level of respect. As we see more of these hyper-scooters on the road in 2026, we can expect to see a corresponding shift in how they are licensed and regulated. For now, however, the Daytona exists in a thrilling, high-speed gray area for those brave enough to explore it. VoroMotors has established a reputation for supporting their products with a robust service network and a deep understanding of the enthusiast community. This is important because a machine like the Daytona requires regular maintenance to ensure that every bolt is tight and every system is functioning perfectly.
You are relying on this hardware to keep you safe at extreme speeds, so having the backing of a reputable brand is a major part of the value proposition. They have created not just a scooter, but an entire ecosystem of performance parts and support for the growing community of hyperscooter riders. In conclusion, the VoroMotor Hooga Daytona is a landmark achievement in the world of electric transport. It represents the extreme end of the micromobility spectrum, a place where speed, engineering, and a touch of madness converge.
It is a vehicle that commands respect and offers a level of freedom and excitement that is hard to find anywhere else in the automotive world. Whether you view it as a technological marvel or a terrifying land missile, there is no denying that the Daytona has set a new benchmark for what a scooter can be. As we look toward the future of transport, it is clear that the ride is only going to get faster, and the Hooga Daytona is leading the charge into the unknown at 80 miles per hour.